Jim here. It's Labor Day weekend. It's a gray, cloudy, rainy Sunday afternoon, and I'm playing with the gear again. Today I'm going to go through my Svea 123R and just show how I load it, how you use it, and how it cooks up the gear. Okay, here's the fuel tank and the filler cap, the control valve, and the burner jet. You can also see the key off to the side. Here's a close-up of the control valve and the fuel jet. You can also see the fill line on the fuel tank across the bottom of the frame. Here's the cleaning pin as it has protruded through the burner jet using the adjusting key. Here's the burner and the flame spreader, which will be put on top of the burner jet. Here's the adjusting key with the wrench cutouts shown clearly. Here's the stove put together without the windscreen and pot stand. And here's the stove put together with the windscreen and pot stand and the adjusting key ready to adjust the control valve. Got the lid, got some fire, got a funnel for filling the reservoir. I've got a little hypo for the primer. I keep it all together here on the lid. And then the stove. Enter. Here's your windscreen and pot stand. Now, first thing you got to do, of course, is you have to fill your stove. So we open up our lid. Now, in 35 years, the only thing I've replaced on this stove is a little rubber gasket here. I don't know if you can see it here. It's a little rubber washer on the pressure lid. I've only replaced that once in 35 years. That's the only piece I've replaced. The 123R, you fill, take a little funnel, take your white gas, and you just fill it up right in there. Again, you got to be careful, it is white gas. And there's a fill line, and this thing is just about full up to the fill line. Yep. Okay. If you look carefully here, you can see right here, that's the fill line. You don't want to fill it up beyond that because you need some room to pressurize your gas. Alright, we like to get the white gas out of the way when you're getting ready to prime it. Alright, now what I do is I take my little syringe and I like to go down and get a little gas in there. Sometimes it's hard to fill up this little syringe. You don't need very much to prime it. Alright, so I've got a little primer in there. Alright, let's get our lid. Put the lid back on. Okay, put your windscreen back on. One of the things about that is you want to make sure your key goes through the big opening as you put your lid back on. Alright, make sure we've got that in the right spot. Nope, there we go. Alright. Alright, there we go. Twist. Now you've got your key. Fits right in there. Let's do our priming first. Okay. Turn out your pot stands. Alright, for priming this stove, sometimes people will hold it up like this and they'll put the gas in here and light it. There's a concave area here. I don't like doing that because then you're holding a pressure vessel in your hand as it's pressurizing. I just don't think that's a very good idea. The manufacturer's recommended method is to put the gas in the little indentation right around the fuel nozzle pipe. Okay, get rid of that. And it doesn't take much. Alright, use a match. Interesting. There we go. I like to remove all the excess materials. Now you can see what we're doing is we're pressurizing the gas that's in the reservoir, and as the fuel line, which leads from the reservoir up to the burner, heats up, gas that's in there heats up as well. Now the difference between the Svea 123R and the original Svea is that in that fuel line there's a little cleaning pin that when you turn the key all the way to the right, the pin comes up, cleans out your burner hole, and goes from there. Okay? Yep, I let the priming burn out before I turned it on. Alright. Get another little bit here. Alright. We let the gas inside here. It's going to pressurize. The key, as you can see, the key is also a repair tool for the entire stove. It has all the sizes of the nuts that you need. Loosey. Nope, didn't pressurize. It's an old stove. Sometimes it takes more than one try to get her pressurized. Okay. Yep. There we go. There you go. Alright, it's going to pressurize itself. And once it gets going, you've got an awful lot of BTUs in the tank. And when it gets going, you can really hear this baby fire out the fuel. Sounds like a jet fighter. There we go. Now it's primed up. And that burns a nice blue color. Okay. We've got 6 cups of water in a GSI anodized aluminum pot. It's just tap water, so whatever temperature regular tap water is. And you're going to see that white gas has significantly more BTUs than alcohol or any wood stove that you're going to use. Now this Svea is the stove that I take now on trips with 4, 6, or even 8 people. And if we're going to cook up a large pot of mac and cheese or slumgullion or something, this is what you want to use. You'll see, like I said, this is a an 8-cup pot, and I've got 6 cups of water in there. And 8-cup pot is about as big as you want to use on this stove. You don't want to get much bigger because the pot stand just doesn't give you the necessary stability. So let's let her boil up, and I'll turn the camera back on when we get to a rolling boil, which I'm guessing is going to be somewhere in the 6 to 7 minute range for 6 cups of water. Okay. I've been playing around, and it's been 7, 8, 9 minutes, and I forgot to take a look, but as you can see, that is at a rolling boil. That is some hot water. Okay. That's 6 cups of water from the tap temperature. And it got to a boil in under 10 minutes. Okay, now you don't want to be messing with the pot, with the stove with the pot on top. So what we'll do is we'll put that down. And she is really cranking here. Now, the pot stands are swivel in and out. Okay, so you can, if you have a smaller cup, you can turn them in so that they go in like that, and then you can put like a small 700 milliliter pot on there or something, and then the bigger pots you turn them out. Okay, well, that's the Svea 123R. We can turn her off now. There you go. And there's just a little bit of gas leaking out. Again, this is an older stove, so it doesn't necessarily, but it goes off after a few seconds. Okay, there you go. All right. So that's the Svea 123R white gas stove, a design that's been around for over 100 years and has been used at the tops of the Alps and all the way down to sea level. And in fact, I just saw an article online by Colin Fletcher from 1960 where he used this stove in Death Valley, so 200 feet below sea level. Okay, this is Jim signing off for now.
So don't you play with me, 'cause you're playing with fire. So don't you play with me, 'cause you're playing with fire. So don't you play with me, 'cause you're playing with fire.